Hey there, it's been a while. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be grateful to you.
Remy captures Electra, and we have new opening credit images while Bill demands Luna tell him everything. The Bold and the Beautiful's current episode features Bill's demands on Luna, Remy's psychotic breakdown, and an AI education for all. To kick things off, the opening credit sequence has some brand new cool photos. Why am I bringing this up? I'll explain why later on. Remy attempts to acquaint the startled and terrified Electra with the consequences of his actions in this continuation of Friday's episode. Claiming that he crosses the line occasionally, he offers a vague apology. Unfortunately, she broke up with him in Dallas and began seeing Will Spencer. Now Remy adores her. He pauses just short of shouting, "If I can't have you, nobody will." But when she tries to leave, he blocks her path, locks the door and says he can't ever be without her. Remy tells Electra they are more than friends, and she attacks him for having created the horrible photos. He wants to take her to New York City and disappear, but she gives him the side eye. "If only you could just give us a chance," he begs, but she counters by saying he's going to jail for what he's done. She asks if he understands how disgusting it is that he's destroyed her life twice now with bogus images. Her face heavily damaged, Luna informs Bill that she's disliked by everyone in the prison and targeted by many of her fellow inmates. "If you stop getting letters from me, chances are it's because I'm in a hospital bed," she weeps, "or because I'm dead." She claims that every moment, she fears for her life, discussing the various techniques she uses to protect herself. She talks of closing her eyes and recalling being in Bill's home, because he made her feel so protected. She again comments on how similar she and Bill are, with mothers who were on drugs and always with different guys. "You had no foundation," he says. "That I understand." "I do." He is, she believes, the only person who can understand her. "People hurt us," Luna continues. "If anyone can understand why I did what I did, it's you." She insists she doesn't belong there. "Save me from this horrible place." Bill says that before he can do anything, he wants to know the truth about how it happened. She wonders how it happened, as if he might be referring to anything other than the 2 murders she committed. In the main office at Forrester Creations, Will tries to explain to his parents that the images of Electra are deep fakes. While Katie remains doubtful, Will and Ivy stand their position, with the Aussie pointing out this isn't the first time her niece has been the victim of deep fake photographs. Katie realizes someone sent her those pictures on purpose. "It's not like I don't know about AI-generated images," she continues, "but I believed what I saw." Everyone in the office offers up an after-school special type message about the dangers of AI. "Who wants to destroy her this time?" asks Will, failing to do the simple math which would show that Remy is the common denominator. Will flashes back to highlights of his relationship with Electra, before claiming this scenario is unfair. Katie, Carter and Hope all agree that Electra will be rehired and get an apology. "Whoever did this to Electra is downright evil," observes Carter, causing Will to understand that someone is out to get her. He finally realizes, nope, false alarm. He's still clueless. For some reason, Katie remembers back to her termination of Electra. Given the number of flashbacks, I'm guessing the episode ran short. We get more lecture about the perils of AI, cut that old "the more you know" logo, with Hope wondering how many other victims are out there. "And as technology evolves, how many more will we get?" adds Carter. Will says he wants to get his hands on whoever did this, but Katie suspects whoever it was would try and hurt him too. Will wants to find Electra and let her know that someone is out to get her. In the final minutes, Remy feels he has to make Electra realize. "I needed to prove to you that I'm the only one who could help you. All your alleged pals back in Dallas, they turned their back on you. But you're so beautiful. You are the most ideal person." He says that everyone they knew back in Dallas were losers, while he and Electra had dreams. Did his involve cleaning Deacon's grill? Asking for a friend, but she left him, came to Los Angeles and gave him no choice. When she admits she's terrified, he laments saying he didn't want to scare her. He adores her. She claims to love him too, and when he takes a minute to dry his eyes, Electra attempts to make a run for it. But he stops her, blocking the door before engaging in some serious victim blaming. Don't you realize all of it? The deep fake nudes, turning your life upside down. If you just feel about me the way I feel about you, none of it would have happened. Letting Will put his filthy hands on you, kiss you, touch you? Well, he is never going to touch you again. Dude might want to see who did and didn't make the cut in the new opening credits, that's all I'm saying. Next on The Bold and the Beautiful, Will makes a discovery that will put his life at peril. Oops. Bold and Beautiful accidentally reveals the outcome of its latest Brooke, Ridge, Taylor triangle. The rerun that The Bold and the Beautiful will air on New Year's Day is going to do anything except kill time until we rejoin our current tale already in progress. It reveals how the newest Brooke, Ridge, Taylor triangle is going to finish. Suffice it to say, one of the dressmakers on again/off again wives is not going to be pleased. How can we be so confident that we now know the outcome of the tug of war's redo? Because the episode in issue, recapped here, spells it out in no uncertain terms. As Brooke and Ridge reminisce about their epic love affair, they recollect the final time of the billion times that he dumped her and instantly raced back to eternal second banana Taylor. Ridge even confesses that he should have had greater faith in Brooke, as he should have this time instead of indulging the misbegotten notion that she had backstabbed him in order to seize the reins as Forrester Creations CEO. Once the truth came out last time, that Thomas had called CPS on himself while using a voice-changing software and pretending to be Brooke, Ridge instantly, and we do mean immediately, made a beeline back to his Logan. So can anyone in the audience not guess what will happen after the January 3rd episode, in which teasers reveal that Brooke eventually manages to tell Ridge that she only took the CEO post in order to return Forrester Creations to him and his family. Will's creepy discovery, Electra runs and hides from Remy. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers claim that Katie Logan will feel more worse when Ivy Forrester gives into more information about Electra. Forrester's life in Dallas was turned upside down by deep false images. Now Katie has appended Electra's life once again by firing her over the phony images sent to her email. As Katie talks about her regrets and desire to set things right, she'll continue to discover just how harmful AI can be when it's used to target people.
While Katie and Ivy address this critical matter, Will Spencer will try to reach Electra on the phone. Although Will certainly wants to explain the mistake at Forrester Creations and reassure Electra about her work, he also wants to warn her that someone's out to get her. Of course, Electra already knows as she's in the middle of a scary face-off with Remy Price at his apartment. Remy has been making some scary threats against Will, so Electra will grow increasingly anxious about his safety as well as her own. At some point, B&B spoilers indicate Electra will eventually be able to make a break for it, but she won't get very far. It looks like Remy will follow Electra down to the bottom level of a parking garage that's probably being utilized for storage. Whatever the situation, Electra will duck out of sight and hope that Remy doesn't locate her. But Remy will be tremendously driven to hunt his fixation down. It may not be long until Remy hears a disturbance and finds Electra in the room she secluded herself in. As for Will, he'll make a creepy discovery. If Will ends up at Remy's hideaway, he may view the terrible picture collage and understand Electra's friend is responsible for all the profound false drama. There might even be traces of a struggle if Electra bashes Remy in the head with something before she makes her escape. Will may find some things scattered on the floor and worry that Electra is now running from Remy. Back with Electra, it looks she'll still have her phone in hiding, so she may finally get a message to Will if she's able to regain her breath. One way or another, Will's going to ride to the rescue on his motorcycle at some time this week. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers claim Will's going to make some modifications to his plans along the way, so we'll send along additional predictions on all the crazy news that's ahead. The Bold and the Beautiful removes Matthew Atkinson and Joshua Hoffman from opening credits. Thomas and RJ get the boot. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that the show featured some intriguing additions coupled with some glaring cuts in the new version of the opening titles, which debuted on December 30th. Fans couldn't help but notice that Matthew Atkinson and Joshua Hoffman had been removed. Of course, that doesn't necessarily imply that Thomas and RJ are done airing for good. That said, it does give a clear message about RJ and Thomas no longer being characters of genuine relevance. B&B evidently doesn't have any great ambitions for Thomas and RJ moving ahead. So they were given the boot from the opening credit sequence. That made place for Linnea Grace to get featured through some spectacular new photos. We also found some fresh Tanner Novlin images, including one of adorable Finn and Dr. Gear. It always draws viewers' attention when the latest opening credits are shown, especially when it comes to characters who aren't featured anymore. Thomas followers have been fired up on social media since they hope Matthew Atkinson may return and get some publicity. Unfortunately, B&B shoved Atkinson straight out of the opening sequence instead. That doesn't promise well for Atkinson's future as Thomas, but we'll be sure to give you updates on any official comings and goings news. As for Joshua Hoffman's removal, it doesn't appear like that's garnered as much outrage. RJ hasn't been involved in a big narrative since Luna Nozawa landed in jail, but he hasn't been missed all that much. Luna and RJ were once a wonderful couple to cheer on, at least until Luna went off the rails. Now Electra and Will Spencer have taken over as B&B's adorable duo to root for. It's a little surprise that the program didn't toss RJ into the recent Logan and Forrester dispute because he's a member of both families. However, RJ hasn't been a major hit with viewers, so it's not exactly generating fan fury now that he's gone. The bold and the beautiful spoilers indicate the show must go on. So stick with us for more predictions on what's ahead for the surviving characters on canvas. Remy and Will's epic battle over who's rescuing Electra from who. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates indicate Will Spencer might be gaining another clue about Remy Price and his true character. Fans are well aware that Will has been detecting some unpleasant energy about Remy for quite some time, and it seems those uneasy vibes are only destined to grow stronger. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Will Spencer saw one of the deepfakes. Will just came across one of the shocking photographs that appeared in Katie Logan's inbox, but he wasn't quick to accept it as legitimate. Instinctively, Will identified it as a deep fake, dismissing the concept that it depicted Electra Forrester's physique. When Ivy Forrester brings up the deep phony scandal that led Electra to leave Dallas, Will might claim that Remy is the one at blame. Even without substantial evidence, his suspicions could grow deeper if he visits Remy's residence and sees the same photo collage that Electra discovered. According to B&B teasers, Will is set to uncover something frightening during the week of December 30th to January 3rd. B&B spoilers. Will Spencer to the rescue Electra Forrester hopes Will might receive a critical tip regarding Electra's location if she manages to send him a message after escaping from Remy's apartment. If she can lose Remy somehow. While Electra conceals herself in what looks to be a storage cellar, she will be eagerly waiting for Will to come to her aid. Without hesitation, Will mount on his motorcycle and rush out to seek Electra before time runs out. Recognizing how dangerously addicted Remy actually is. Although Remy may uncover Electra and leave her feeling afraid about his future moves, it won't be long until Will comes for a dramatic encounter with her stalker. Upcoming leaks reveal that a dramatic battle is imminent as Remy and will engage in a physical clash with each believing she needs rescuing from the other. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Things are about to take a dangerous turn as Will prepares to face off against Remy. The stakes are higher than ever, especially when Electra's safety hangs in the balance. expect Will to give it everything he's got to turn the tide, even at the cost of his own life, if that's what it takes to save hers. Obsessive stalkers sometimes assume if they can't have the object of their passion, then no one can. That means, of course, if Remy really goes off the deep end, which he surely would, being so close to the precipice, both Electra's and Wood's lives might be in risk. We anticipate some emotional and unpredictable moments as Electra's background intertwines with her current circumstances. So keep a lookout for all the intriguing events ahead. B&B spoilers. Could Fanny's perfume be the key to Carter and Hope's downfall? The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates hint Carter Walton and Hope Logan are likely to suffer a huge collapse someday. After Carter acquired control of Forrester Creations with Hope's help, it seems inevitable that their newly founded empire will encounter obstacles that could lead to its downfall. The bold and the beautiful spoilers, Fanny's perfume line may be important. B&B may have just laid the seeds for the upheaval that might signal disaster for Hope and Carter. We need to look into Fanny Grayson's pitch for her perfume line. It might bear more weight than it originally appears. In the December 27th episode, a large portion of the show was dedicated to Fanny showcasing her scent samples. It included one with a particular undertone that determines how a perfume evolves on an individual's skin. Fanny's scents earned wonderful reviews, but Hope and Carter were plainly nervous about selecting the appropriate option after her departure. Hope pointed out the huge stakes involved, hinting that this perfume tale might lead to something serious. B&B spoilers, a love potion storyline? What if the series is prepping for a romantic twist involving a love potion? A chemical reaction that operated like an aphrodisiac. Imagine if someone tampered with Fanny's fragrance in the lab, converting that unique undertone into something unsettling. It's fairly easy to envisage a scenario where this particular perfume drives people to behave impulsively and become infatuated. This might pave the path for some infidelity tension and surprise couples if the show chose to lean into this drama. Perhaps this could ignite a scandal at Forrester Creations that might threaten Carter and Hope's current situation. The bold and the beautiful spoilers, curveballs ahead. The program has committed a large amount of time to examining this prospective scent cooperation, which signals they might be dropping some important hints. Could a love potion plot be on the horizon? Is this cooperation with Fanny destined to lead Carter and Hope into their final downfall? Regardless of the conclusion, it appears certain that Hope and Carter will meet challenges that could pave the way for the Forresters to reclaim control of the corporation. A love potion narrative would be something new and interesting for the show, since chemistry has developed to the point where an aphrodisiac fragrance is truly achievable. According to future spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter and Hope are in for some unexpected turns. So stay tuned for any startling happenings ahead. Katie feels bad about firing Electra. Remy holds Electra captive, and Bill makes a demand on Luna. Today on Bold and the Beautiful, Luna asks Bill for help. Remy convinces Electra to run off with him, and Katie is convinced it was all AI. In Remy's room, he admits to Electra that he made the fakes. He couldn't let her be with Will. She guesses this is why she lost her job, and he's the one who did the prior. He loves her and says he has no option. Remy asks her to come away with him. She says he's sick and is going to jail. He tells her he only did it because he loves her. When she tries to run, he bars the door. When she attempts to tell him they're only friends, he tells her they're more than that. He claims he's simply exposed her phony friends. They should run away to New York like they dreamed. She can't believe anything he says and tells him he's sick and played her all this time. She's never cared about him the way he wants her to. She's determined to send him to jail for what he's done. Remy maintains he was just trying to prove himself to her since she's flawless. Unlike all those losers back home, he assumed they were in this together. She says he's frightened her. Sobbing, he replies that's not what he wants. He loves her. When she flees for the door, he stops her again and explains that none of this would have happened if she felt the same way about him he does about her. He's determined to stop Will from ever placing his filthy hands on her again. At Forrester Creation, Will needs to explain to his parents, Ivy, Hope, and Carter that the photographs are AI and phony. Ivy agrees with him and reveals this isn't the first time she's been scammed with deepfakes. Katie can't believe she went right into this and fired Electra. Carter feels bad too. Ivy believes her niece is being attacked. Will wonders who could wish to destroy her this time. Will flashes back to meeting Electra and falling to her. He says this is all so unfair. They gotta give her job back. They bosses agree to it and will apologize too. Hope and Katie discuss about how seeing isn't always believing. Will is definitely worried. Someone is out to get Electra, but who? Katie feels dreadful. She should have been defending Electra. Carter and Hope debate about the hazards of AI. Will just wants to do damage to whoever is behind this. At the prison, Luna tells Bill that the abuse is awful and she will be killed there. She begs for his help. He wants to report to a guard, but she thinks that would only make it worse. One insane chick has made it her mission to beat her ass. But at least she talks to her. Most are worse. If he stops getting letters from her, it will be because she's dead. She's terrified for her life every minute and can't work in the kitchen since she's afraid of being around blades. The only time she feels safe is when she thinks of Bill and all they had. She reminds him of how similar their lives were due to their unstable and greedy moms. He can understand she had no base. She thinks he may be the only person who can comprehend her. Luna said she's not trying to blame her childhood but knows he gets it. People injure them. She begs him to save her from this dreadful place. Before he can help, Bill needs her to tell him how she killed Tom and Hollis.
Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.